I would like to talk about something that's a little sad, but there's some potential for hope in it as well, if Blizzard decides to try my idea. Unlike most ideas that people make WoW videos about, it's not actually technical, class, or storytelling, but instead it's a business idea, one that, to the best of my knowledge, has never been tried before. So if Blizzard takes it, they'd be breaking new ground. Now, I remember reading over a decade ago in the WoW terms and conditions, yes, I actually read them once, that there may come a time when Blizzard stops offering the World of Warcraft service to their customers. While it's my hope that that day is a decade or two away, the reality is it'll come someday. Toys R Us closing this past year, which I did a video about on this channel as well, is a sad reminder that nothing lasts forever, even if we wish that it could. That being said, I have an idea that might just breathe more life into World of Warcraft when the day finally comes that Blizzard shuts down their servers. And it might continue to give Blizzard some revenue from World of Warcraft when that day arrives. The idea is, when WoW finally gets shut down, make World of Warcraft open source and then license it to other companies or teams of developers. Here's the idea. Anyone can contribute code to the game when it's open source, and in that sense, both people who are paid to do it by a licensee and people who are working for free as a labor of love can, if their code is good enough and works, add on to the game engine for everyone. But here's the thing. In order to actually play World of Warcraft, you need a server. You, Blizzard, could sell or lease licenses to smaller houses that would host the servers and could, in turn, let individual customers pay them to play there. If these licensees felt like getting code routinely from the main code repository, they could. If they felt like sharing their code with the main repository, they could do that. If they felt like having their own separate code repository such that they and only they can see and use that code, they could do that too. Blizzard would still get cash flow from World of Warcraft while not actually paying any money to maintain the game themselves, and they could easily put language into the lease contracts saying that anything that these licensees create, such as new locations or characters or stories, become Blizzard's intellectual property and can be used later by Blizzard if Blizzard chooses. This has a great deal of potential. Imagine community-generated expansion packs. Even now, after nearly 15 years of killing off real-time strategy game villains, there's still plenty of potential in World of Warcraft. Imagine, for instance, an Emerald Dream expansion. And no, it wouldn't have to be all green all the time. Give it a Four Seasons motif and you've got at least four different looking zones right there. Five minimum if the Emerald Nightmare makes its comeback, as a zone, that is. I mean, sure, the summer area would be all green all the time, but autumn could be gold, yellow, orange, red, brown, a whole blend of colors. Winter would be mostly white, of course, and probably some black too, but spring, whew boy, spring. Imagine if God smited a gay pride parade by turning it into an ecosystem. That is what the spring location would look like. Flowers of every color, size, and description all over the place. Petals floating down through the air, probably rain showers and rainbows in the sky too. Heck, if you want to take the gay pride concept even further, make the Scarlet Crusade a prominent villain faction there. Not sure how you'd make that work, but it would be funny. Plus, it would be another hint that the light isn't always good, which is a concept Blizzard is trying to put forward more and more these days. And then there's cut content. The community could probably make an expansion out of all the content that has been cut over the years. The underground zones from Northrend, the Farallon fields and Shatrath from Draenor, underground parts of Karazhan that were half-built and never became a proper dungeon, the Abyssal Maw from Cataclysm, probably more areas that I don't even know about. All this could be done at no or next to no cost to Blizzard if they made World of Warcraft open source and leased licenses. Now, I'm not sure if any business people at Blizzard frequent the forums, let alone my YouTube channel, but if a developer or other Blizzard employee is listening to this right now, please tell someone. You might just make some gaming history. Of course, I would prefer it if we were making the right kind of gaming history. It's my understanding that some of the higher-ups at Activision are pressuring Blizzard to cut costs and get new content out as quickly as possible. While there have been times, and still are ways, in which I really wish Blizzard would hurry up and fix things, Azerite armor, it's my hope that if someone from Activision watches this video, they don't misunderstand my meaning. If they were today to say that they were going to go to this model of open source development and licensing, World of Warcraft subscribership would actually go down massively. It's in the millions today, but it would probably be down to a few tens of thousands, if that, if Blizzard stopped supporting and developing the game the way they have for the last 15 years. The idea in this video is meant to be a concept that would allow World of Warcraft to continue to exist in a fashion even after Blizzard has decided to stop spending any money on it at all. This idea is not intended to be a way for Blizzard to cut costs today, and if they tried this idea for pure cost-cutting purposes, it would cut revenue so much that it would not be worth it. Again, I am hoping that the day that this video's concept becomes relevant doesn't arrive for a long, long time. But when it finally does, well, it's better to be prepared for it.